the stronger the feeling of loss, the harder the feeling of love. And so it's understanding that as hard as it is to deal with losing something, the fact that you got to have it in the first place is such a gift and a privilege. Because especially, like, we only get to do this once, and so it matters so much that you get to feel all of the feelings, and that's just a perfect reflection of what you had in the first place.
Oh, yeah.
If you are watching pornography, you need to repent.
Yeah, honestly, just don't listen to whatever someone tells you. Just fucking follow your heart. All that bullshit.
Give in to all your lusts. Give in to all your cannibalistic greed. Yeah, whoa, wait a minute. Give in to all your sinful avarices. Oh, lost?
Okay, wait.
Dude, that's different.
Okay. Bro is here and we're all the way down.
Okay.
Okay.
That's solid advice, too.
Know what he has to do, it can relate. Like, he's right, especially with loss. Just give into the grief that you're feeling, because if you like try to push it away, it'll come back at a random time and a worse time. I'm sorry. And then you like it'll hit you like a truck almost, but you have to process it and take it as you will. Like, grieve all stages of it, just go through it, because that's really the best thing you can do.
You should have to sit with it.
Exactly. Yeah, sit with it. Yeah.
You know, I think loss might be one of the most fundamental aspects of being human. What even is loss? I think loss is becoming aware of change in a way that does not align with our wishes in life. You know, change is always happening all around us, but when we lose something, we become painfully aware of this fact. And yeah, there's always this grief associated with loss.
Loss. Loss, I feel like it's inevitable. It all depends on the person, because grieving takes a lot. And for example, my grandma passed away over 7 years ago, and I still feel it like it happened yesterday. So it all depends on the person. Even if when you sit with it, you could always be outside doing anything, and you're gonna think of the person regardless, because you're like, hey, what if she was here and she saw this? Like, even in history wise, and you're like, damn, how would my grandmother go through COVID? Would she just be here watching TV with me? Like, just stuff like that. Regardless, it will always be around you. So you will always think of it. Even if you sit with it, you're going to get reminded regardless of what you're doing.
very humbling to travel. Like going to a new place you've never been to before, it just kind of makes you feel like a kid again, because you're so unfamiliar with everything, every little small thing. Oh, how do I open this door? Like, how do I get through here? And yeah, you have to familiarize yourself. Yeah, confidence comes with familiarity, and like literally any person could go somewhere they've never been before and lose their confidence. Like it's not really like just a universal totality of like a confidence that just acts upon all areas and all aspects of life. It's always kind of like situation dependent. And you know, New York is quite overwhelming, so I'm not feeling that confident right now. I'm like looking over my shoulder and I'm like a bit antsy, but it's a nice feeling, because it's an opportunity to learn something new about the world, and it's always a good thing. But my God, this city. Sometimes I literally just forget to breathe, because everything is just so... I'm at a loss for words. Like, how am I supposed to think about anything when all this stuff is happening around me? Like, holy shit. I wonder if people just kind of like block out all the noise when they have lived here for long enough. If they get to a point where they just don't think too much about it. I feel like every second person I see is like the most stylish, the coolest person I've ever seen in my life. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. Like every new corner there's a DJ or an art exhibition, or like an open food truck, or a party, or a fight, or I don't fucking know. Like, so much shit. Or a stupid like vlogging guy like me. There's just so much stuff here. Fucking hell. This city is like the embodiment of FOMO. Jesus fucking Christ. How do you ever choose to be anywhere in this city? God damn. I wasn't ready for Manhattan. What the fuck? My God, I'm whew. This is this is just, I don't know, man. This is just my first reaction to the place. Fucking hell. It's crazy because this city is so well documented. Seen it in games, movies, TV series. You heard about it in songs. And yet, just being here in the flesh, just what the fuck. All right, I'm walking in the streets of Brooklyn. And these streets are, even though I have never been here before, actually very special to me. And let me tell you why. I was willing to spend a lot of time, energy and money to come here, even though I don't know anyone here. I've never been here before. And there is a reason for that. So back when I was 18, back when I was in high school, I was struggling a lot socially. Yeah, I didn't really like leaving my apartment. I struggled like going to parties and social gatherings where there were a lot of people. Like at family gatherings, I would hide in the bathroom because I don't know, it just didn't really work that well for me. I think I really struggled with liking myself a lot. You know, I still do that, but I think it was even worse back then. And I think I just needed some comfort. And that's when I found Etika. Who was Etika? Desmond Amofa. Etika was an internet personality. He was streaming, he made YouTube videos, and he was one of those types of people where wherever they went, they just brightened up the room. He had one of those like larger than life type of personalities.
I don't know about y'all, but I can't believe this is happening. Can I get a Joy-Con boys? Joy-Con boys! Joy-Con boys! One more time, Joy-Con boys! Joy-Con boys! Let's go! Let's go! It's time, baby.
And as a young, very insecure boy who couldn't even like leave his room, and all I did was like play video games. Watching Etika, who was like a bit nerdy, he liked the same games as me, he liked the same movies, he just liked the same stuff as me, and seeing him being so confident and expressing so much joy and energy and life and love in everything he did, it was so inspiring, and it made me feel better about myself. And I really looked up to him, I really did. Whenever I had an especially bad night where I was feeling lonely and I don't know, I just felt kind of hopeless, I would watch Etika and he would always make me feel better. And you can say what you want about parasocial relationships, but at the end of the day, he just helped me. I felt better after I watched him. And yeah, I think that's what matters. And Etika, he grew up here in New York, in Brooklyn. And that's why I've always wanted to come here. Sadly, Attica was really struggling mentally. He didn't look like it at times, you know. He seemed like a very happy, joyous guy, but he was struggling a lot mentally. And unfortunately, sadly, that led to him taking his own life. In 2019, I think. I just remember when I found out, when I read the news that they had found his body, I just drove to like a local skate park, just sat down, and I just started like crying my eyes out, like, and I was so unprepared for it. Like, I thought he was just like a guy on the internet that I was following. I had no idea that this person meant that much to me. And even to this day, 6 years later, I think I still struggle with it. I will catch myself now and then, I'll just start crying, you know, when I remember him and I think about him and I think about the way he made me feel and the way he made like a lot of other people feel too, for sure. It gets easier, but it never truly goes away. And I've never really known what to do with these feelings, because I don't know anyone who saw him as well. And I've always dreamed about going to New York to this mural someone made for him as a tribute to him, and light a candle and just show how much he fucking meant to me. He really helped me through some fucking tough times, man, and I've been waiting so long to be here, and I'm finally here. And I really hope the mural is still here, so it's been worth it. I don't know, I think we all just we want things to be meaningful. When someone dies, it's fucking sucks, and if we can do anything to make it feel a bit more meaningful and less painful, like, we'll try to do that. And for some reason, that lighting a candle helps. I can't tell you why, but I think it will help. Yeah. So I'm on the way to a store. I'm gonna find a candle, and yeah, I'm gonna go find the mural. Alright, it's happening. I'm on my way to find the mural. I don't know why, but I'm really nervous. What if it's not there? What if I'm just gonna I don't know. Spent a long time coming here, and yeah, I think I'm afraid of not feeling anything, if that makes sense. What if I just get there and I feel nothing? It's weird, like I almost like want to break down crying. Because that would be meaningful, you know? I don't know, maybe I'm not gonna record it and just experience it for myself. Yeah, maybe.
You know, it's just paint, but somehow it's making me sit here on the sidewalk and cry. It's funny how that works, right? I'm so happy I made it here, man. Thank you to Etika for being a bright star in a very dark time. I wish you were still here, man. You know, I never met you, Etika. You grew up here in Brooklyn. I grew up in a place very far from here, in a small town in Denmark. And yet, here I am, sitting here 6 years later after you died. You know, we say so many bad things about the internet these days, but it's not all bad.
Hello guys, can I ask you guys for some advice? It's for how do you deal with loss when you lose someone or someone? Yeah. Do you have some thoughts on it? I need help, guys. Do you have advice?
It's just something that you can't get over, you know?
Yeah.
It's a pain that's
But what do you do, man? Like what?
you gotta live life, you know?
Live life?
Ride my bike to ease the pain.
Yeah.
He ride his bike and he does things that's gonna not like try to bring it to his head.
Yeah.
Do a lot of things in their memory, like things that you know that, you know what I mean, they like to see you do. Like shit that was positive for them to see you do.
New memories. Yeah. That's solid. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good day. Yeah, what's up, man?
The best way to get over loss is a new tattoo.
For real?
Yeah.
Any specific kind of tattoo? Or?
I think whatever calls to you about the specific kind of loss. Like, I got a tattoo for a boss friend of mine that died from cancer. He had the same tattoo, so I got the same tattoo. Loved him. I got one for my mom in preparation for her death eventually, because everyone dies. So I think loss is a natural thing, and I think having a way to present it in an artistic way is a great way to cope with it.
That's fucking great advice.
Yeah.
I actually never thought of that.
Yeah.
Yay!
What the fuck, guys? Oh, shit. I think I'm just gonna pack it. I'm gonna go home. That's all I need. All right, Joe. Thank you. Nice to meet you guys. Thank you.
Go to those that support you most, whether that be your family or loved ones or friends. Yeah.
That's fucking solid. Yeah. What do you think, man?
Yeah, around the same thing, you know. Keep yourself in a good area. Keep yourself motivated. All that, you know.
I'll just like to say, definitely accepting it, and knowing that everything doesn't last forever. Sad to say, it is a time limit on things, and once you deal with that, and once you know that nothing lasts forever, you can deal with loss.
So I think the notion of loss has to reconcile with the notion of acceptance. So, you know, the world is not black or white, it's gray to a point. And if you understand objectively that the notion of losing something is really a transformative moment, right? So it just means that you didn't. So Eastern philosophy often celebrates the notion of death, if we were to speak about it that way. And I'm going to combine this with the notion of physics as well. that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It just transforms into a different notion. A rudimentary example would be the notion of water. Water consistently changes from a solid liquid gas. And the amount of water that we've had on the planet, more or less, is the same amount of water that we started with since existence. So if energy can neither be created or destroyed, and we, at our most basic level, are pure energy, if we were to break up our carbon atomic structure, that means that in the notion of death, or even the notion of losing your keys, it doesn't stop existing, it just transforms into something else. And, you know, T.S. Eliot said, "You are not a body with a soul, but a soul within a vessel."
Damn, that's a great fucking answer.
We talk about grief as like this very binary thing where either you are in grief or not. And I think it lies way more on a like spectrum. I think grief comes in many different like magnitudes. But yeah, often we talk about grief when we talk about the death of people, and sometimes we make it seem like grief is only present when someone dies, and I just don't think that's all too accurate. I think life itself is like glazed and almost baked, like the grief is like baked into life itself. Because you know, we might not like to admit it all that often, but we are all losing something all the time. And what we're losing is time. You know, our time on this earth is limited, and it's not always that pleasant to think about, but we all have that in common, that at every given moment we are losing time. And there is a grief associated with that. It's not the same type of grief as the one you experience from someone you care about dying or losing a wallet, but it's there. Like slowly, like on a simmering in the background. And that type of grief is hard to sit with. And I think you have to kind of like ignore it to function. And I think I sometimes turn my attention towards that grief a bit too much. I become intensely aware of how special it is to be alive and how precious this time here on this planet is, and yeah, I get very emotional. And I think it's a privilege to feel that emotion, because that means I care about things and people and places. And then I can appreciate that grief because it comes from a very special place. Yeah. My time here in New York is limited as well. I'm not sure how much I will be grieving that. It has been very stressful being here, but I'm happy I have seen it, and I did what I came here to do. That's what matters. Yeah. Loss is part of life. We all go through it. We all have to find our own way through it. There really is no solution here, no ultimate path that will lead us to salvation. We all have to walk this path of sorrow in our own way. And maybe I can say one thing for sure about loss. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong on this, but I do think that it's a universal thing, that it helps to talk about it. I really do think that. I think we're all in the same boat together, and I think we should share that with each other. Because anything hard gets easier when you're doing it with people, especially if it's people you love. So yeah, we'll get through it together. We'll get through it.
I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Take care of yourselves, and of course, as usual, please have yourself a damn